My apologies for being so late for today's stream, but honestly, I wanted to give more time for my dear sister to finish the gorgeous thumbnail that she did for this stream, and I dare you to go to my video description, click on her Twitter, and check her price list, commission her, or just support her and stuff, because she is amazing. Don't blame yourself, sister. You deserve much better credits, because I mean, I still can't imagine how many strength do you need to finish such gorgeous art for today. I mean, you basically started a couple of days ago, but still. Anyway, so today we are going to play, or maybe read, a visual novel called Our Life, Beginnings and Always. I honestly got curious of this novel because of the art style and basically by the description. It's first time I have heard about it, so I don't know anything about her. So yeah, it will be my very first experience. The art style is cute. It is so adorable, and look at this man. I wonder who it is, or is it our main character of this story? Yeah, so I don't know if there are any settings, or maybe this configuration. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so we probably will have voice acting. Okay, by the way, is it loud? Is it loud? Oh, so we have choices here. I see. We also have some animation, scene text, alt text. Okay, I see. Sound is okay for now. Okay, good. Then I think we are ready. Oh wait, what is tutorial? Our Life tutorial time. Welcome to the Our Life Beginnings and Always full tutorial. It goes over every gameplay aspect and how it all works in detail. Oh, okay. From the main menu, there are multiple ways to get into the game. Continue loads the most recent save if there is one. Otherwise, it starts the game from the beginning. Okay, I see. New file always starts the game right from the beginning, and low lets you pick from all the available save files and jump back into whichever one you'd like to keep playing. You'll also see a gallery option from the main menu. The gallery lets you view special CG images that appear at certain points in the story. Many CGs happen automatically by simply going through the game, while some can only be seen by making specific choices or having a specific type of relationship with a certain character. So basically we can date some guys. Nice. It isn't possible to get every CG from a single playthrough. You have to reload a save file to make different choices in order to see them all. I see. But we are going to go like full blind, and then we will see if there is if there are more interesting choices. We will go for the second round, or maybe just basically see different options and stuff. Does this game have save option? Because I think you need it for choices. I mean, It's down there. It's down there. Okay. And a handful of CG images aren't available in the free version of the game. They only appear in the DLC moments that can be purchased. I see. So we also need to buy DLC. But guess who is saving money for my dad and for moving out? That's right. The girl right here, me and my sister. So yeah, I think with DLC we'll have to wait. DLC CGs are marked as such, so you know if you can fail that sport or not while playing the free version. Okay. Getting into the actual game, our life currently is divided into 4 time periods called steps. Step 1 childhood, step 2 adolescence, step 3 teenage, and step 4 adulthood. So basically we are going through the lifetime of our main characters. Nice. The script is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. These are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer is ending. Unlike the first 3 steps, step 4 adulthood is a little different. It acts as an epilogue and won't feature moments like the first 3 steps. So basically, if we want to replay moments, we have to stay in those 3 steps, otherwise we will not be able to do it. I think I got it. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Again, money going to save my father and to move out. 3 DLCs are available right now, a DLC for each step from 1 to 3, more will release later on. Okay. When you begin your Our Life playthrough, you'll be met with a character creation screen. Oh, we're gonna make a character? That's cool. There you'll be able to decide various details about the protagonist for that file. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, their relationship with major characters, and so on. Shall we go with our persona, or we make our OC character for this novel? What do you think, guys? You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Okay, so we can change other stuff except the name, last name, skin tone, eye color, and stuff. It's up to you. Okay, I like mostly OCs. Then we have to think of our OCs that can be good for this. Or Nico is already hiding in the corner. To make the traits you are giving the main character easier to picture, there is a cute doll shown on the main character feature deciding screens. Not all the things you decide about the MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you have decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. As the MC grows up, even more options become available to them. So with the story progression, we are getting more choices and variations for our creating. Okay, gotcha. And Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other characters' sprite. What? Then why the hell do we have to create our characters if it won't appear next to other characters? That's a bullshit. Man. You only see the main character as the decorative doll and in special cut-in CG images. The cut-in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during a playthrough. Okay, so much words, so many instructions. Yeah, but the best experience is going blind, as usual. At least that's my way. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like, or you can pick a present name. You better make a screenshot for MC. Gotcha. Present options are called voiced names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You'll get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. Oh gosh. Am I going to blush a lot, depending on what kind of characters are there? Only the default name, Jamie, is included in the base name. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voiced name expansion DLC. I see. So, the best experience is with DLCs, but because of lack of money, we are going to go without DLCs. Nice. I'm gonna blush a lot. We will see, sister, we will see. The full collection of names is separated out as a DLC because of how large it is. Okay, that's understandable. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to get it. Gotcha. Okay, I mean, that's a fair, because memory and stuff. Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported this project. Oh, I see. So some of these names are like for Patreons or something. After choosing a voice, you'll be able to retype the name if the spelling isn't what you like, such as using the voiced name Gray but with the spelling Gray. What? And you can change the name voice you go by each time a new step begins. You can also go from using a voiced name to an unvoiced name and vice versa. While all of the characters in our life have partial voice acting, only the main interest will utilize the voiced first name feature. No one else will say the names out loud. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. Too much text. Moving on from the character creation screen, there is a second special screen that determines details about the MC, the interest comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one loved interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. So we are basically dating one guy, and in the DLCs we can date several guys, right? I'm already confused. Yeah, me too. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, and love. Love is only available starting in step 3, and if you were at fond or crush, in step 2. The difference between crush and love is not as large as the difference between other interest levels, since both make the MC interested in Cove or Kobe. How to pronounce his name right? But crush means you're interested in him and might consider having him be your boyfriend. You can still be flirty with other characters around. Okay, gotcha. Love means Cove is absolutely the only person in the world for the MC, and they would consider not just dating but spending their whole life with him. You can't be flirty with anyone else either. So before love, we can flirt with any other characters, but if we get to love level, then it means that we can't flirt with other characters. Touché. Comfort determines how you generally react, think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. You get to decide your interest comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. When we will get to the game, I also want to get to the game, but the tutorial. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond in step 1, this interest will not be available on the screen in steps 2, 4, which will make fond the bottom level option for your relationship. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. An indifferent interest level in step 1 that moves to the crush level in step 2 will be a little different than if you were always crushing on Cove. The same goes for the other interest level combinations: indifferent staying indifferent, indifferent to friendship, friendship that's still friendship, friendship to crush, etc. Through interest levels, you can make a slow burn romance, starting as disinterest and having the feelings grow over the steps until love is reached only at the very end. Or you can be totally into each other from the beginning. Or you can always stay just good friends, or something else. The experience can be further customized by trying out different comfort levels. As for him, Cove will return the same level of interest you have. He wants to get along with you if you give him a chance. If you don't, he'll keep his distance. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in light-hearted or comforting ways. But starting in step 3, touching can become more romantic or suggestive if you're at crush or love. Oh, are we going to have spicy scenes there? Because if yes, can we cover it somehow? To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level and a bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Kobe, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you do decide to date Kobe, though, you can't break up with him later. I love different options in Node, but this is too much. I mean, it's a free version, so we can date only with this guy. So our task will be determined on how we are interested in him. Interest comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Code. And it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your decisions. Kobe grows and changes over the years. How he is treated and what he experiences help shape who he becomes. After step 1, Kobe's personality, appearance, and interest will vary based on what happened in the previous step. The differences in personalities become more notable in step 3 than in step 2. Kobe's appearance is separated into shirt, pants, hairstyle, glasses, bracelet, and necklace. Earrings also become available in step 3 and tattoos in step 4. Usually there are as many options as the number. No. Can we... Yeah, let's return to the menu because this is freaking too much. Okay. Let's start with the game, shall we? Because this is really too much. We will learn by playing. Sorry if you were expecting me to read the whole tutorial, but no. It seems the tutorial will spoil everything. Yeah, I mean, it basically it's explaining every single step. So, I mean, it's good, but tutorials should explain mechanics and not the hell of a story. How? Yeah. Anyway, let's start. Wait, again tutorial? No! Can I? Wait. Oh shoot. Well, welcome to our life, beginnings and always. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 4 steps that we already have learned. Blah 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 blah. Can we skip? Can we skip? Oh shit. Okay, so this is how basically Jamie looks if we don't change anything. Okay, can we? Oh, hairstyle. We have this one. I have this one. Sign one. Portrait. Triangle. Okay, which one will be good? No, not. I don't really like eye cover hairstyles. So. Cut. Whoa, there's even such fluffy option here. Flowy, medium, scrappy. Oh, I see. This is with different tones. This one looks cool, actually. Curls. Short locks, swept bangs, swept curls. Aw, cute. It's shaved, full back, smooth. Okay, we are back at the beginning. What's about back? Full back, smooth, choppy, curled, flowy, short, medium. Oh, we haven't even have ponytails. I don't really know. Honestly, I'll probably be stuck in this game, in this tutorial creation. Can we? Oh wait. Oh, okay. I can change. Okay, so this is birthmarks and accessories. Okay, I see. Gosh, there's so many options here. I'm pretty sure the good amount of time will be spent on these. When there's a customization, it will take so much time. Yup, indeed. Okay. What colors do we have here? Brown, beige, yellow, gold, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, green, gray, white. And so there is no the color I like. Okay, shall I make a boy, a girl, or basically non-binary. I mean, there is not much option in colors, so there's only black. And you know what? Let's try to make Nico. Sorry, Nico. I know you don't really like it, but I have no choice. I don't really have anything in my mind, so. Okay, where is this hairstyle? Okay, this one. I think it will be good for him. As for back, where is that? No, I don't really like this one. No. Okay, this one will be good. Round, chubby, pointed, oval, each square. Now let's make it pointed, brown, dark brown, pale, peachy. He will be peachy. Okay, this one will be good. Eye color black. Maybe he. Or maybe no. This one is better. This one is better. This one is better. It suits him. Okay. What? Wait. He doesn't really have birthmark nor scars. Nope. He doesn't have freckles. He doesn't even have glasses, so slender. Now let's take medium. He doesn't have any birthmarks, no scars, no freckles. He has shorts, pants, necklaces. Not sure about bracelets. He doesn't really wear any bracelets. Okay, let me type Nico, and his last name will be Demius. Nico Demius. I mean, his full name is actually Nicodemus, but here will be Nico Demius. Okay. I have only Jamie. Nah, I think none will be good. So I guess. I think we are done. I mean, he sadly won't have any tattoos on his cheek, but let's imagine it's his alternative version of this story. Let's imagine it's his alternative story. Okay, let me change back to this one. I thought that there was something. Okay, it's the eye color, but let me go to black one. Okay, then I guess we are done and ready to start. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. You usually sleepy town began to bustle. was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school-less vacation with it. During the summer, your mom didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Broad, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. By the way, if the sound is loud or if I'm quiet, let me know. Okay, first choices. Music is a bit loud. Okay, let me... Is it good? Is it good? I must admit it's cool and relaxing. Okay, good. So we have our first choices here. Can we see here? You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. In Nico's cases, I think it would be first option. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. It was the polite thing to do after all, and your moms had taught you to always be respectful. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person, or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. But whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Broad was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture in the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it would be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. I think I'll go with the middle option. You weren't sure about this man yet. Oh shoot! I probably have to save this. Shit. Okay, whatever. Let's save this one at least. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was walking the way to your front door, but you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. I think this one will be good for Nico. You slowed down as you thought about how you could get around this. There was a split second where your eyes met. That wasn't good. He was probably going to say something now that he had seen you standing around here. Hey! You were right. His deep voice called out to you, but he didn't say anything. Oh shit, he had a deep voice. Then I should be like, hey! Okay. Unfortunately, the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Oh, shoot. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you fold your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. I think this one. So? Oh! Should I gave him a wrong voice. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Do you live around here? What's your name? You looked the man up and down, taking in his tanned skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. What is with this look, sister? Having a crush on him immediately? He had sharks on his shirt and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. I probably will keep saving, if you don't mind. Yeah, I live here. I live right there. My name is Nico. Yeah, I live here. That's great! He looked happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Well, let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straight. Dude, random dude giving me money and asking a favor, it's already a red flag for me, so whatever the reason you have, dude, no. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. Yeah, I agree. I have a son. His name is Ko, who is about your age. Wait, so you are dad? Oops. Anyway, it's still creepy, dude. Okay, saving here. Ko, that seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that it was pretty cool. I'll go with this one. He wasn't the only person like that in Sunset Bird. Ko's dad. We moved in across the street. See? He gestured towards the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Nico Demius, right? I met your moms earlier and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Look, dude. I mean, you should not pull your money like that. You could just basically introduce your kid to another kid so that it will be more polite and less creepy. Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man, you kind of felt sorry for Ko. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Yes! 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 This is exactly the question I have too. I'll go with this one. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nico would agree with me. This is super weird to ask a stranger person who is also a kid to be friends by giving you a $20. I mean, it doesn't matter the amount of money, just pay to be friends? Seriously? This is bullshit, to be fair. I don't know who likes this, and if such thing happened in your real life before, but this is bullshit. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Had your mouse done that for you and Lizzie? The thought made you frown. What do you say? Want to make a deal? You took the bill, you didn't want the money, you ran away. I'm honestly feeling bad for kid, but I don't want to look like a total weirdo. Oh, I mean, running away would be the great option in this situation, but let's try to go the neutral one. You didn't want the money. No, thank you. Sorry. He deflected enough to notice, but not completely.
Are
you sure?
Sure?
It won't be so bad, even if it's just for the summer. That'll be enough. That only made this sound more strange to you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill into the back pocket and changed the request. I get it, you don't have to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming by for a normal visit? No money involved. Dude, you could basically ask this in the beginning and there will be no problem. I would say, okay, you can do that, but I have to reply, I guess. His smile got bigger again. His eyes crinkled at the sides. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He's laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked to you, thought he actually wanted to cry. That doesn't look like the face that a person would actually want to cry, I will be honest. Not knowing where your kid went, this honestly makes me feel worried even more about Cole. Poor guy, poor baby. Man! Are you sure you are his dad? Are you sure you're not his uncle or something? What did I get myself into? Don't look at me, Nico! Now I'm curious how the story will go. Me too. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Okay. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends, you knew that, but you were still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back, and that's not what is important. I have to go. Thanks again, Nico, so much. He jogged off down the street without another word. Welp, we are going to search for Cove. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step 1. First sight. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. You've always loved the ocean, it was so much fun. You loved to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach all that much, especially the sand which got absolutely everywhere. That's definitely him. Okay, let's save here. You really couldn't understand why so many people came all the way from where they really lived just to visit the ocean. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try to relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill,
almost completely hidden within the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have... I don't think that such choices will matter, so... green hair. But this new boy did. You watched as it fluttered softly around his face in the breeze. After a few more seconds, he took a step forward, then another, and then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary.
Okay, this one I'll probably save. Hi! With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands ball into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. Aww. Who hurt him? Who hurt him? I'm asking. I just need to talk with somebody.
You had obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Ah! Eyes wide, he studied you.
How'd you know that? I met your dad.
Oh. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face swollen at the prospect.
I can leave if it is. I don't own anything, so...
You shook your head. While doing so, you also picked out at the strand of lint on your leg. What a weird question to ask someone. Oh! He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, he sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently as his stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too.
Just talk? Yeah, we are here just talk.
The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and over the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they would never stop, his tears started up again with a vengeance.
Oh no, baby, I'm sorry! Why? Sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. Please, chill out. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I've skipped a bit.
My parents didn't want to live together with me anymore.
What? What? I knew his dad was sus. I knew his dad was sus when he started to give me money. Sassy dad we have.
The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes.
My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home.
The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again.
I hate this place. I want my real life back. Mood. That's a mood. I want my mom. Okay, what this dad did to your mother and you, let me talk with him again. And I don't care how pretty he is. I'm sorry, your dad seems kinda nice. No, he's not! After I heard what Ko said, he's not nice. You like it here, you just have to get used to it. Stop crying. No! I will not say that! This is so wrong! No! No, 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 no. I'm sorry.
He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Ko wound himself up again for another long crying fit. He felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. He couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, he heard your parents.
Nico! Ko! Kids, where did you go?
Ko looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks.
Don't tell them we are here.
I don't home.
I want to go back to that house. I want to go home. Where is the option to hide? Where is the option to hide? Okay, whatever. Okay, which one of these is more neutral? Try not to worry so much. Don't worry so much. Sure, maybe it's weird and you're not gonna like it, but your dad is there too, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really all by yourself. Even if it feels like it, you just gotta tell him how you feel. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. You can't do anything if you don't make him hear you, right?
Slowly, Ko stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again.
Ko, can you hear me?
He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not-bandaged arm.
Sorry.
I still don't want to go.
Probably, let's... Okay, he's obviously still not sure, and I can't convince him, even if I try. I mean, there is obviously something between him and his dad, and I don't want to call out myself too, because if I call out, then he will probably run away. So I think let's wait and let Cove get more confidence. I think.
You waited silently with him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Ko's dad, even closer than before.
There you are, bud.
The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes lighted on you, and they rushed over.
Oh, jeez! That's my mom's? Nico, you're a lucky bastard.
Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, their faces filled with worry.
What is again with this look, sister?
Nico, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Why is everybody acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out there? He looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms.
What is with the last option? I'll say
yeah, I like him. You know, that smiling slightly. Finally letting go of his screaming, scolding sound, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Nico knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Echo. Bye.
The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading towards the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared.
Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay?
Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie.
How does that sound? Play date, so we have to act? It sounds like words. Okay. I don't really want it to be a play date. Oh wait, or is it a play date like playdate like a fun time where friends are getting around to play? Let's go this one. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove for this step. It can change in later steps. I would say direct, relaxed, or nervous. Shoot, I forgot to wash dishes. I'll be back. Okay. I would say indifferent for now. I'll say indifferent for now, but relaxed. Begin step 1 and relaxed indifference. Yes. Early the next morning, I got an achievement. Start playing step 1 using the disinterest level. Oh, I see. Interesting. Early the next morning, you were poking at your food, eating it slowly. Your sister Lizzie had run out early to go play, but you'd stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Oh shit, that's a not gonna lie, this is a creepy smile. Excited to see your new friend again, Nico? Okay, This smile is creepy, but this mom looks interesting, I must say. Maybe we can become friends.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Your bowl was entirely... Your bowl was entirely empty, so you nodded. Good job. He should be here soon. Clean up began, and then on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Nico, could you get it? Because Mom said so, he wandered over to the door.
Hey, Demius family, thanks for having us.
Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lightning of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him and Mom and Mommy behind you, you and Cove look at each other. You studied Cove apathetically. This was the parents' plan, not yours. Not seeming any more excited than you were, he just stared back.
Do you want to go and play in your room, Nico?
Sure. Come on, it's upstairs. Okay.
Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice.
You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit as the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this.
Let's say I don't. I drew it, but it's not very good.
I think it is. You smiled slightly at him. Even if it wasn't work you were pleased with, it was polite of him to say. He turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a bit nervous, you felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward, you were glad for the company, you hoped he liked your room.
Let's just...
Let's go this one. You wanted to say something but didn't know what, so you let him keep looking. Then his eyes landed on the tiny box of beach things you've collected and tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointed at it instead. What's that?
A hoard of stuff I found on the beach.
Oh.
Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it.
I think so. Yeah, see?
You adjusted to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand. Neat. This is a good collection. You got the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice or to be like Scylla. He actually meant it.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Shiloh is gotta be here today. So, it's Silo or Shiloh? I'll go with Shiloh.
Shiloh?
Lizzie's friend, or like her #1 fan, I guess.
Do I have to see him?
It should be okay. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine, but you know.
Come on, check out my shells some more. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that had washed ashore, and he pulled out seashell after seashell, explaining where you've gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. It reminds me that at home we have a small collection of seashells that me and Jenny were collecting when we had a summer vacation near the sea. The water was too cold to swim, and we had to find ourselves a thing to do. So we were walking around the beach collecting seashells, and now we have them at home as a reminder of how many seashells there were there. Yeah. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years you'd even learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and bright that you had lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. Your voice faltered a little bit, but you kept going as best as you could. Maybe let's go this one. You were really proud of your shell collection, and it made you happy that Cove was interested in it too. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looks like the full force of his attention. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus, even if it was only directed at the shells. Kids, come down to the living room! You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. He guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and deposited in the living room, ready for Sheila's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. You honestly should have asked, Cove. Sorry. Fine. What's done is done. He opened the lid, peering inside again. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh! Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them! I'm not a fan of oranges, but you can take it. Cove looked at you in surprise, his eyes going wide. Really? Sure, you like it a lot, right? But I don't want to take it from you, it's okay. You got the impression he was hesitant to accept something because he didn't know you very well. Nah, take it. No, it's okay for you. You pushed the shell against Cove's chest, willing him to receive the present, but Cove firmly shook his head and kept his arms tightly at his sides. It was a battle you couldn't win, at least not today. Cove was your neighbor now, maybe you could give it to him another time. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, he figured it was probably Sheila. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. He could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. He'll be alright. He's here, we can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he will find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. I can go out the window! He was already walking towards it. Oh, kid, I understand everything, but let's not make this
meeting even more awkward. Don't jump out of the window. I don't know how high our home is. Please! Don't do it!
Scrambling to think of something to say, he stepped forward, then paused.
Okay, we have different options. Do you want to break your other arm? Even I don't jump out of any of the windows here, and this is my house.
The distance from the first floor living room window wasn't far, but you could tell it made Cove nervous anyway. He touched the cast on his arm. The wind has clearly released from his sails. I don't want to break any more bones.
I don't think anyone wants to.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him. I don't know him. Let's comfort him. It's okay if you're worried. Nobody warned you this was gonna happen. Thanks. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he had heard what you'd been saying or not, but you guessed that he had.
Hi,
Nico. Oh, that's so cute.
Hey, you're so cute. I thought that you were taller a bit, but see, he's not scary at all. If maybe not, I don't know if how annoying he is, but he is at least cute. Anyway,
hi Nico, and hi, Cole.
Cole shot you an uneasy glance.
Hi.
I'm Sheila. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. You have lots of freckles.
Right, I do. What are you guys doing?
We're looking at shells.
Awesome! Can I do it too?
Cole shrugged, then looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach things some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else.
Hey, check out this scallop shell I found. Cool, right?
It's a pretty color, kinda like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm.
Pink is a nice color.
Okay.
Is it your favorite?
Not really.
What is?
Why are you blushing, Shiloh? Why are you blushing? Okay, I guess.
Maybe green or blue. It might be yellow.
I like blue too, Cove. Seriously, I like it too.
Oh, those are all cool.
I guess. I like those colors too. There are better colors. Not sure how to deal with the suddenly more awkward sounds. Look back at your shells.
No, we will not look back. I don't think that talking about colors is awkward.
I'd say I like those colors too.
Awesome!
Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either.
Is Lizzie coming back?
Don't know.
Where'd she go?
I think she's at the beach, probably.
Is she playing at your park?
Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park and he looked towards you.
There's a park?
Yeah, but it's old.
Can you show me? I won't go.
He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement.
Really? You do too, right, Nico? The park is fun!
Whatever you're planning, boys, it's a no.
Oh. I still want to go see.
You do?
Oh, it's me. You do?
Yeah. Like a puppy watching a ping pong match, Shiloh looked back and forth between you and Cole.
So, are we going to find Lizzie?
I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Oh, okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out.
Okay, we didn't have to jump out from windows to go there. Nice. Okay, good.
It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was so short she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. When you found her, she was hanging out in the jungle gym, swinging back and forth.
Hey, Lizzie!
Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide.
Nico, Shiloh! Hi!
She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. You weren't sure if this was an improvement.
Who is that?
Oh, you look cute. Also,
It's Cove. He's new. I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so this is where we get together.
She gestured wildly with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. While Lisa continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes to the warm sand.
Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas.
You are?
Yeah, I am. Who else could handle this job? Lizzie is the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you are the Nico's age.
Yeah.
That's so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits.
What about other kids?
Other kids? There aren't any. We are the only kids here, and Sheila is just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth.
Oh. For a second, it looked like he might cry again.
Lizzie, you could at least lie.
But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents?
Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids.
Lizzie! Lizzie! Behave!
Why? We haven't done anything.
Ay, Lizzie. Lizzie, you're gonna make him cry. Stop saying stuff. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him.
You interjected quickly, hoping Cove wouldn't start crying again. He sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Sheila was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation.
I met Lizzie and Nico in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer is over.
I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Sheila looked down to the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversation with Cove.
I like summer vacations a lot too.
All the built-in tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Sheila's discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was at something else entirely you didn't really know, but she laughed, face crunching up.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it.
He's right. For the rest of summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Sheila, and on some days, when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way sun, lunch, and the beach were. That first summer, you hadn't really been interested in him one way or another. He was just kind of a fact of life, someone you met with because he was there. Of course, that was only the start of things.
Oh, we have to select a moment. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go fireflies.
Alright, tonight we are going to catch fireflies! At this blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni and cheese dinner. Fireflies were a familiar sight over summer, coming out on warm nights to dance to the sky. Tonight was particularly balmy. You knew there were bound to be a ton of them around.
Oh, you are you? You looked over at your mouse. They hadn't answered for sure yet, but if that's what Lizzie said you'd do, that's probably what you would end up doing. Lizzie was an expert at getting her way, having mastered the art of it by the time she could talk.
That's a good idea, Lizzie! Can we, Mrs. Demius?
Shiloh tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. It was unusual for Shiloh to still be here. Like always, his mom had to bring him over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally, she wouldn't have picked him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know she'd be late. You didn't hear why, probably more work things. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for longer is what made Lizzie want to keep running around outside. Staying at home and watching TV was never an option for her with guests over. That's why you were pretty sure she would get your moms to agree.
Well, it's already dark out there.
Lizzie gave Mom the best puppy dog eyes she could, slowly spooning mac and cheese into her mouth while you waited there for their response. Let them go. Nights like this don't happen every day. Your parents exchanged a look, then Mom eventually signed and nodded back.
Yay!
Fine. Just making sure you stay on the hill behind our house with all the puppies, okay?
Damn, Mom, that's where the most of them are!
The idea had only just been planted in your head, but already you could just picture all the glowing lights spread out in front of you, like the fairies from the bedtime stories Mommy read sometimes. Lizzie and Shiloh started digging into their food, and it soon became a race to see who could finish their dinner first.
Aren't you excited to go outside and play, Nico? No. Okay, sorry.
You gave a non-committal shrug.
Nico is just mad because I always catch the most.
Lizzie boasted proudly, her mouth full of food, and Mom gave her a stern look.
Elizabeth!
A knock on the door interrupted Mom before she could no doubt scold your sister.
I'll get it!
Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door, pulling it open without even looking out the window to see who it was.
Huh?
You shifted in your seat to try and get a glimpse of the unexpected guest.
Hi.
Good evening, Cove.
Go!
Your mommy had already walked to the door by the time you managed to see past Shiloh's flappy head. Cove? You had no idea why he was here all of a sudden, but you supposed it wasn't worth worrying over. Instead, you were landed on Lizzie, who was looking at Cove like he had come here specifically to ruin all her plans. Then, for a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at your mommy with a face almost like he was considering turning around and leaving.
My dad told me to drop this off cause I guess he borrowed it from you.
Cove took a familiar screwdriver from out of his large side pocket. Eyes now dropped to the floor.
We left ours back home when we moved.
Great!
Then great! Thanks! Bye!
Thank you. Here, why don't you come inside for a bit? Lizzie crossed her arms and lifted her chin. Cove shrugged and Mom stood from the table too. I'll give your dad a call to let him know you got here alright. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mommy closed the door behind him.
Hi, Cove!
Shiloh gave Cove a friendly smile while waving by holding up his hand and opening and closing his fingers. Cove nodded in response.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Some stuff.
Like Cove trying to get along with kids, and the Lizzie trying to scare him that grandparents don't like their kids, and me trying to shut the hell her up.
Cove, are you going to catch fireflies with us? You could see Lizzie eyeing you for mentioning their excursion to an outsider, but she would get over it. If Cove said no, you would understand though. Catching fireflies wasn't something that everyone liked to do.
Okay.
I want to see them. I've never caught one before.
Nice!
Good.
It's too bad he didn't have a chance before now. The fireflies weren't out when he was moved in, and there must not have been anywhere he used to live.
We can't go until after dinner.
After she pointed this out, Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. There wasn't much left on her plate. Since this was very true, you decided to finish up your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer and eyed what was on the menu for your family's meal. Haven't you eaten yet? Yeah, my dad and I ate earlier.
What did you have?
Eggs. The clipped one-word answer seemed to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the last scraps of food on his plate. Your phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because your mom came back to the room.
Okay.
Cove? Your dad said he could stay for a little while if you like, but he's going to come get you before it gets too much later. Sure.
Fine.
Oh, fun! This will be so nice. As you polished off the meal, you hoped it would be two. The three of you all finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside.
Remember, don't stray too far.
It's fine, Mom!
Shiloh trailed so closely after Lizzie, he was nearly stepping on her heels. Cove hesitated at the door. Come in? After a moment, he did.
Bye.
Bye, Shiloh. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh by the time you walked outside. You pushed the door shut behind you, watching their figures get farther and farther away.
You're so slow, Nico! We don't have all night!
You started to run when you heard Lizzie's voice calling you, but paused when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. Let's go walk with him. You supposed there wasn't any real hurry, and you knew it would be bad to leave him behind entirely. The two of you followed after the footsteps Lizzie and Shiloh left behind until you reached the hill behind your house. Lizzie had already climbed to the top. Shiloh was spinning in circles somewhere around in the middle. Upon seeing the gently glowing, winking lights, you moved a bit faster, eyes widening delight. Wow!
You're good at voicing kids, just saying. Thanks!
Shiloh took a moment to come over and welcome the both of you to the hill.
Hi guys! It's really great out, huh? See how many these are?
Yeah. A firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's sea green head. You and Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. Quietly looked away. Let's watch quietly. You took a couple of steps back slowly, trying not to spook the little bugs as you admired how it glowed so brightly against Cove's hair. Cove raised an eyebrow, giving you a confused look, and Shiloh giggled. He gestured to his head, and as he reached up, making the firefly dart away. Cove jumped, then followed after the glow.
Oh look! Lizzie has one! That's amazing!
Shiloh ran to the highest point of the hill, making sure not to lose his hat or backpack along the way. He humped as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozens of other fireflies sailing around. The game was on. Oh, Ah, bandage on the palm, bandage on your hand.
Let's make it more tragic, shall we? I'm sorry.
On your palm. Spotted one close by, you approached it with assassin-like stealth, crouching down to make yourself seem like less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you crept up towards it, arms outstretched. You close your hands around the little glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly landed on your palm, almost docile, and you stared down at your prize in delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, and you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but when he tried to grab it, his pink cast was waved awkwardly through the air, all in his efforts to clap his hands around the firefly.
Ah!
Cove watched it vanish into thin air with a dissatisfied expression on his face. Let's tell him about.
Hey, wanna see the one I got?
Cove didn't notice you. He was more preoccupied with continuing the hunt, hopefully without his cast getting in the way this time. That was fine. You had your own plans. You decided to sit in the grass and watch. You quietly took a seat among the flowers. The others were jumping and dashing all about. You saw how many times they succeeded and failed, how Shiloh almost tripped a couple times. Poor Shiloh. It was a dramatic show. Though around you it was calm. The lights of the stars and fireflies surrounded you peacefully. It was a beautiful night. You laughed quietly to yourself as you watched the others, and Shiloh finally managed to catch a firefly between his small hands. His eyes lit up, and when he spread his fingers to take a peek at it, the bug escaped and flew off into the air.
Oh!
You watched as he pounced after it once more, but your eyes soon landed on Cove, who had failed to catch a firefly yet.
In my situation, I would cheer on him. Or maybe, since it's a kid version of Nico, I think he would probably... No, let's wait and see.
You watched as he crept up on an unsuspecting bug so slowly that for a moment you wondered if he was still moving at all. Then he raised his hands towards one of the little bobbing balls of light, closing it on it even ever so slowly.
No!
The crafty little creature had escaped his clutches at the last moment, drifting too high up for Cove to reach. While Cove returned to hunting fireflies, he settled for laying back against the soft grass, watching the puppies swaying around you and the fireflies hovering against the vast sky.
Nico, Cove, get up here! We're gonna have a race!
A shout had caught you off guard. It had been quite a while since you heard from Lisa or Shiloh. You glanced over to see them both standing on top of the hill again, Lizzie beckoning to you with quick hand gestures. If she was like that, you knew there wasn't much room for disagreement. Up in the incline you went. From the corner of your eyes you saw Cove was coming as well. He didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might be intrigued just by the idea of a race.
Hi! Hi! Cove, you can't roll down the hill. You could hurt your arm again. He'll be the referee for the rest of us.
As Lisa pointed this out, Cove froze in place. Oh, it was that kind of race. He frowned down at his cast. That was the second time it got in the way tonight. What?
Yeah, you'll watch and see who gets to the bottom first. That's important. Got it?
I guess. The cast was sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have just been looking for a reason to make someone else the referee, but it was already decided.
Nah, I think I'm gonna stay with Cove. He needs some moral support. I'll stay with Cove.
Really?
Really? Why? You don't have to. It's okay. I want to watch.
You moved beside him on the top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face.
That's not how races work. We only need one referee.
Shrugging your shoulders, you refuses to budge, and Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands in the air.
Fine, I'll be the winner, whether you join or not.
Lizzie moved to lay down, and Shiloh did the same. Cove stood slightly to the side to get a better vantage point, and you stood next to him.
Count down!
Cove stood up a little straighter. It seemed like he was taking his newfound referee duties seriously.
3, 2, 1, go!
Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do the work and rolling at high speed towards the bottom of the hill. You and Cove leaned forwards to watch them go, eyes peeled for which of the two would reach the bottom first. They were both neck and neck until about halfway down the hill, Lizzie started to veer off to the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped up excitedly and threw his hands in the air.
I won!
Almost immediately, he fell back onto the grass, still dizzy from his roll down the hill. Lizzie stumped out of the bush she had ended up with, spluttering angrily and brushing leaves from the front of her dress.
Not bad, you got lucky. Let's do it again and see who wins for real. Kids, it's time to come in. No!
You snickered, feeling grateful you hadn't been a part of the mini debacle.
Or it's debacle. I don't know.
You caught Cove's eyes and saw that he was doing the same. It had gotten late and was beginning to feel just a bit chilly as you made your way out of the hills, but the cold in the air hadn't dampened anyone's spirits. The four of you walked back home together side by side down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening with each person trying to prove that they were the one who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch the most didn't matter much anyway. All that mattered was that you all had a good time, which, judging by the smiles on everyone's faces, you did.
Oh, so we can look at all moments?
Do many things that summer. When you, him, and Shiloh set out on the shoreline one bright morning, you could tell he wanted to be in the water. But there was no way he'd be swimming anytime soon, not with his cast. The waves washed a single shell to shore, glittering and blue, another reminder of the places he couldn't go. From what you've heard about Cove's old life so far, in tiny pieces and fragments, you could tell that he would do anything to be able to get the cast off. Like make a pact with a witch or something, just to get it off his arm. You thought about how his summer last year must have been totally different from this, with his old home and his mom and dad.
Damn, internet glitched a bit. Oh shoot, sorry. Oh, I sadly can't. Okay, wait, what is log? Oh, I have a history here. What did you miss? What did you miss? On what moment did you miss? Maybe the beginning of the summer of this. Maybe this. The choice. I chose Sandcastle, so it's probably the very beginning. So Okay, I chose the moment sandcastle. Let me read out the beginning of this story. Cove wasn't able to do many things that summer. When you, him, and Shiloh set out on the shoreline one bright morning, you could tell he wanted to be in the water. But there was no way he would be swimming anytime soon, not with his cast. The waves washed a single shell to shore, glittering and blue. Another reminder of the places he couldn't go. From what you've heard about Cove's old life so far, in tiny pieces and fragments, you could tell that he would do anything to be able to get the cast off, like make a pact with a witch or something, just to get it off his arm. He thought about how his summer last year must have been totally different from this, with his old home and his mom and dad. But now he was here, with you and Shiloh and Lizzie and everyone else, and he couldn't even go in the sea. This town wasn't bad. It had all your favorite things in it, but sitting there on the same beach you'd grown up on, you could understand that not everybody else felt the same way about Sunset Bird as you did. You watched him from the corner of your eye quietly, and he finally said aloud what you had been pondering. I wish I could go in.
The water?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna be able to do it soon.
Cove only sighed in response. Apparently, soon wasn't soon enough. It's so pretty. The ocean. And huge. There could be anything out there, like mermaids.
Yeah!
I don't really care, swim on the pond is good, I'm fine for friends. I don't really care. Shiloh gaped at you, but Cove just shrugged. Well, I do. Obviously not interested in hearing much more of your input on the situation, Cove turned back to the water. But as he looked away, something about Shiloh's slow, careful movements caught his eye. Hey, are you building a sandcastle?
Sort of. I was only playing around while you were talking. I'm listening.
Maybe I could too. I've only made big piles before.
It's really nothing special. I'm sure you'll be good at it right away.
Well, how do you do it then? Shiloh's cheeks lit up. You could tell he was a little bit uncomfortable to have Cove's expectant stare on him. I'm pretty sure he's either in love or I don't know why he's always blushing like that. I'll play too. I've never really made one before.
Okay.
He put his hands back to his seashells and sand and nodded.
I don't do a lot. Here's how I like to get a house started.
Shiloh, focusing more intently than you'd ever seen him, guided the two of you through his process. It didn't take long for the three of you to each have humble structures prepared.
That's all. Kind of. You can do anything now, like make it bigger, add some seashells, carve a pretty pattern. I bet you'll have great ideas.
Okay. I'm gonna make it bigger. Mine's gonna be a real castle.
Cool! This is gonna be a house!
Looking at the base of your sandcastle, you decided to make
a house.
Looking at the base of your sandcastle, you decided to make a normal house. The better part of the next hour was spent focusing on your own work. The boys were the same. Even Shiloh didn't sneak as many peeks at everyone else as he usually did. You finished shaping before either of them did, glancing up from what you built. Oh, so that we can see what we built. That's nice. It seems you got done so fast because they already searched around for extra decorations. Shiloh had grabbed most of the really interesting stuff, and Cove had a lot of the shells, but there were still options. The first thing you reached for was let's go blue seashell.
It was the best fit for your house, he decided. The blue color of it still reminded you of the clear water, so you put it in a funny place where it would take a second look to see it. Pleased with your result, you finally took a proper look around that wasn't focused on the sand itself. Both Cove and Shiloh seemed super immersed still. You knew you could probably sneak a peek at either one's work.
Let's probably not look.
You instead watched some clouds go by. The silence was then broken.
What's on the top of yours, Shiloh?
He peeked closer and discovered something shiny sticking out of Shiloh's center chimney.
Oh, it's just a gum wrapper. It looks like a smoke.
Neat. It's good. That's smart.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. You really know a lot about this.
Shiro smiled without a word. And that was for the current topic.
Nico, can I see what you did?
Sure.
He began surveying your work. You'd built a comfortable little house with a tree in the front yard. The tree had been hard to keep standing up by itself, but it turned out pretty well. Shiloh quickly decided to jump into the new conversation.
Hey Nico, what did you do?
This is my house.
I built a house too. That's so neat.
And no one else has a castle.
Yep, it's just you.
Cove faced it as though it was a point of pride. Shiloh's sing-songy tone gave the impression of something else. You weren't quite sure. Cove's confused face meant he must have also felt it was strange. There is nothing wrong with doing something different, you thought. Maybe Shiloh didn't feel the same way. If something is the only one of that thing, that makes it special.
Yeah, for sandcastles and stuff.
People too. My dad always says how everybody is their own man, a real individual.
I don't think I'm very special.
Why not? Nobody else is you. Shiloh simply shook his head.
I'm not different.
A beat passed between the two. Cove then looked down at his own work again. Okay. He didn't seem to be bothered leaving the disagreement hanging there. Cove had other things on his mind. My dad tried to get me to make sandcastles the first time we came to this beach. I didn't want to. Cove trailed off. Again, there was another moment of silence. Shiloh shifted and opened his mouth to say something, but Cove spoke up before he could. He didn't think he noticed that Shiloh was going to talk. Hey, do you know what happened when your moms met my dad, Nico? He waited to see if Shiloh would say what he wanted to. When he didn't, he considered Cove's question.
I wasn't there. They didn't tell me. I just remember what happened when I met your dad.
Mr. Holden had been a weird stranger then. Well, he was still kind of strange. No other parents acted like him, but you knew him better at this point. Now that you thought about it, it made a lot of sense that Cove's dad talked to him about people being unique. You were pulled from your thoughts when Cove continued. Oh, well, I was there.
I don't think my mom has met your dad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she hasn't. Nico's parents and my dad met the same day I met him. I'm gonna say what happened. Shiloh frowned to himself, tugging his head. His hat cast a shadow over his face. You could still tell he was upset at not being included in Cove's choice of topic. That was kind of boring for him. So giving people their own tone to say the things they want is important too.
I mean, let's let Cove tell, because I'm honestly curious what happened when his dad and our moms met him. So let's give him finish, and if you want, guys, I can go back and choose what Shiloh wanted to talk, if you want, of course.
Shiloh could talk about stuff after Cove had a chance to share what he planned on. When we moved here, we didn't bring a lot of things with us, only some stuff that would fit in Dad's car. We didn't even get a moving truck. I sat in there while Dad brought it all inside. I didn't want to get out because I knew Dad would make me look around the new house. I really didn't want to do that. His lips twisted into a frown as he recalled that. And I saw your moms. They were in the car too. and stopped at your house. I guess they were coming back from somewhere or something. My dad noticed. He waved his hand, then went over to the front of your house where he started talking to them. I don't know what they said. I couldn't hear it. But he couldn't see me anymore since he was looking the other way. So I opened the car door and left. I wanted to get away and went behind the houses. I found those hills there, the ones where we met for the first time. Cove nodded, then stared at you. You stared back. Didn't go on to say anything more.
Aren't you going to finish your story?
Cove's brow wrinkled, like he didn't understand why you were surprised.
Huh?
That's all that happened.
Really? Shit, I thought that there was something interesting. Okay.
What is it?
What?
You said that in a weird way.
I don't think I did. Cove narrowed his eyes at you, suspicious. Okay, that's fair.
Sheila's mouth twisted into a scowl of disbelief, but he'd said nothing.
Why'd you bring that up anyway?
There was a slight shrug of Cove's shoulders.
Well...
I was thinking about it because of this sandcastle. It made me remember when I moved over here. Dad showed me the beach first before we went back to the car to unpack. He was really excited about it for some reason. Cove's brows furrowed a little more as he quietly raked his hands through the sand.
I get it.
You thought maybe Mr. Holden wasn't that excited about the beach and was instead hoping Cove might be. But the line of conversation had come to its end. Even Cove was done with it. Some other topics had popped into his head. Sheila, fidgeting uncomfortably in the sand, had made Cove aware of his presence again. They looked at each other, and he could only wonder what this might be about. Hey Sheila.
Yeah?
Why are you always turning so red? Even when nothing is happening?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Clearly startled, he jerked back. Neither you or Sheila had expected that to be how he got included in the conversation again.
I don't know, I guess.
Okay, it's kind of weird. Sheila's eyes were wide with embarrassment and his lips twitched, and he was blushing even harder than before. Maybe it wasn't only this, perhaps it was simply the last straw, but it was a big deal to Sheila. A huge deal. He didn't just look sad, he seemed almost panicked. He weren't sure if he was about to cry, run away, or what, but he soon got an answer.
Why do you wear glasses? Most kids don't wear glasses, and nobody is named Go!
Shiloh, I understand everything, but wow.
Who asked you to come? It was probably just your dad bugging Nigger's family some more cause you don't have anyone else who'd ever play with you.
Cheers, Shiloh, chill out, hey! Cove blinked. I'm speechless, to be fair.
The tension on the beach was suddenly uncomfortable in a way you didn't know how to laugh off. It didn't seem like the kind of thing he would get upset about, though you hadn't even know what kind of things would bother Shiloh.
I'm sorry.
Me too. I was just wondering.
Hey, let's build another sandcastle. The day's gonna be over soon.
The whole mood had changed. Sheila's cheeriness was clearly gone, and Cove looked as confused as ever about why the other boy had blown up. The air stayed uncomfortable the rest of the afternoon right up to the moment that Sheila's mom appeared at the beach to take him home. At least you've tried to do something to resolve it though, and it seemed like it helped.
No, the internet glitched again. Where did it glitch? At what moment? Was it after Shiloh's chat? On what moment, sis? Was it when he said sorry, or it was after my choice? At the moment when you choose to build a castle. Okay, let me read it again. So I chose let's build another castle. The day is gonna be over soon.
Ah, Iko, you're right. The sun is going down so fast.
You all went back to making more sand buildings, but the whole mood had changed. Shiloh's cheeriness was clearly gone, and Cove looked as confused as ever about why the other boy had blown up. The air stayed uncomfortable the rest of the afternoon, right after the moment that Shiloh's mom appeared at the beach to take him home. At least you've tried to do something to resolve it, though, and it seemed like it helped. Even though Shiloh's smile when he said goodbye to Cove wavered, it stayed as bright as ever for you. That had to count for something. But with Shiloh gone and the sun going down, you knew it was time for you and Cove to head to your own houses. The two of you trailed out of the park together towards the neighborhood. The walk home was quiet. You passed by familiar landmarks, shoes thumping against the sidewalk in near perfect unison. Cove was clearly caught up in thinking about something. Something was definitely up, so you chose to reach out to him and ask,
Hey Cove, is everything okay? You're making a funny face.
Oh, I was just wondering. Cove felt silent again for a few more seconds, then sighed. Why would you act like that when I said he was all red and blood?
You should make fun of him. I don't think that he made... Or maybe he did. Let's look at the log for a moment. The moment when he asked about blushing. Why you always okay, it's kind of weird. I think you were a bit rude.
No, I wasn't.
It looked like that to me, and it wasn't just saying that one thing. You're not very nice to Shiloh.
I didn't mean it like that.
Shiloh is kind of weird to talk to. See? That's kind of rude.
I guess I can get it, why he would do that. Sometimes I get really mad too. Despite seemingly coming to a conclusion, Cove's mood was still sore. What Shiloh said didn't make sense anyway. Parents always talk to other parents and set up stuff so their kids play together. My dad didn't do anything weird.
You struggled not to make a face at that. His dad definitely did something weird to try and get you to spend time with Cove.
But Cove didn't know that.
Let's be honest, because his dad really did a weird thing. He has to know. He has to know. Well, remember how you talked about how our parents met and I didn't know what happened?
Yeah?
I kind of had something happen that you don't know about when I met your dad.
As you struggled to find the right words, Cove looked at you passively. He wanted to turn away, but you kept your eyes on his as you spoke. I was walking home and your dad was sitting in front of the house. It must have been after you ran away. My moms weren't there either. I think they were looking for you. Your dad saw me. He got up and came over. Mr. Holden told me that he just moved into the house next to mine. Cove was still listening, his expression as plain as before. He paused for a moment, wondering if he should really keep going.
No, we are going to the end.
Even if it was supposed to be a secret, you thought Cove should still know.
Exactly, he should know. Your dad thought that you might be lonely here, so he wanted me to be a friend. He said he'll give me $20 if I did.
Cove was so still, you thought he hadn't heard you. Then his eyes widened, his mouth fell open, but no sound left him. Silence stretched between you, so tense that it was almost tangible. You shifted from one foot to another, and your hands tensed up.
Please say something.
Instead of speaking, he closed his mouth. His eyebrows bent up, crinkling his forehead. He looked more sad than surprised now. He was going to cry. You were certain of it.
I didn't take it, the money. I didn't want it, honest.
Cove raised his hands and brought them up under his glasses. His fingers pressed over his eyes, hiding them from your sight. Then, right in the middle of the street, the tears began to fall. His shoulders shook with the force of his sobs. You could glimpse wetness through the cracks of his fingers, slipping down his cheeks.
Cove, it's okay. He touches you.
Awkwardly, you reached over and rested a hand on his shoulder. But Cove shook his body from side to side, rejecting your presence.
No! Go away!
You flinched at the shout. As you stood there, listening to him cry, you felt.
Why did you open your big mouth? It would have been better if you had said nothing at all.
Cove continued to weep with his face covered by his hands. Worse, his voice raised in volume. You were frozen in place. The situation was awful, and you kept feeling worse every second. I'm sorry, Cove. He spoke earnestly. It was all he could do, and it wasn't enough. You heard the door opening and you flinched, expecting to see one of the mean old grandparents preparing themselves to yell at you. At this hour, most people weren't around, either because they were working or down in the town, but the grandparents rarely left the house, except to complain at children making noise in the street. With the ruckus Cove was making, you could kind of understand why they might have objections, even if he couldn't help it. But the door was stood open now. It didn't belong to the grandparents. To your utter surprise and relief, it was Cove's own. His dad was already home. As he peeked out his door, Mr. Holden momentarily looked unsure. Perhaps he had suspicions of the noise outside, but wasn't entirely positive. Though a kid crying is pretty distinct, and there aren't a lot of kids.
I feel so bad what Cove's parents have done. I mean, what have his father done? I was just being honest. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nico would be honest still.
Maybe he didn't want to believe something might be wrong with his son. His face fell as he spotted the source of the commotion. It was pained and it was scared, and it reminded you of the one he'd worn the first night he had met Cove. Mr. Holden didn't go down the steps in front of his house. He just jumped right over them and stumbled into a run. He skidded to a stop before Cove, bent down on one knee, and then solidly cupped Cove's teary face with his hands.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Are you hurt anywhere?
Cove continued to cry, unable or unwilling to cut out an explanation. Not taking his hands from Cove, Mr. Holland turned to you for explanation, his eyes wide and imploring.
He was asking if you made me hang out with him. You did, so I told Cove how he wanted to give me money to his friend.
As you spoke, Mr. Holden's chest rose while he inhaled a deep, shaky breath, culminating in a gasp at your final words.
What?
Why? Why would you?
He clamped his mouth shut, shaking his head. He faced his crying son again.
No, it's my fault. I shouldn't have done something like that in the first place. Yes, exactly! If you motherfucker didn't do it in the beginning, he wouldn't be crying like that! It's your fucking fault! Sorry.
He cast his eyes down, sighing. When the next spoke, it wasn't part of a conversation anymore. It was barely loud enough for you to catch his words. Nico's only a kid. Tears were still streaming down Cove's face. Smiling sadly, Mr. Holden wiped Cove's cheeks with a thumb. He furrowed his brows and looked at the ground. When he next glanced up, his mouth was set with determination. Mr. Holden finally took his hands off Cove. He reached for his wallet. Confused, you stared at the little rectangle that all adults seemed to carry in some shape or form. It had been the source of all these problems. You were sure that Cove wouldn't want to be reminded of it right now. Mr. Holden was clearly of a different mind to you. He inexplicably retrieved another $20 bill, rolled it up, and raised it to Cove's face. Cove's eyes were hidden behind tightly clamped fingers, so Mr. Holden broke Cove's nose with the bill. Cove peeked between his hands and grunted as he saw what he had been prodded with. Even if it was surrounded by sobs, you were glad that something else had finally left Cove's mouth.
Come on.
Hey Cove, can you stop crying? I'll give you this cash if you do. Cove dropped his hands from his face. It had already been red and wet with tears, but now his features were scrunched up in a scroll. Not for the first time, you questioned Mr. Holden's tactics. He had to use two hands, while Cove formally showed his dad's own hand away. But Mr. Holden just chuckled at Cove's reaction and tossed the money aside. It unfurled as it flew through the air, rising before slowly drifting to the ground.
Oh, we have a first CG! I wish it was not the case, but
Mr. Holden took Cove's outstretched wrist and lowered them to Cove's side, stopping him from hiding his face once again. Cove's dad clearly wasn't going to let go. Huffing, Cove turned his whole head away, tears continuing to roll down his cheeks as he glowered at the ground.
I don't like Cove's dad. Yeah, I think me too. I mean, what was he expecting to solve every problem with money? You both need a therapist at least.
You can buy a lot of cool things with that, but it can't do everything, can it? Cove didn't respond, not even to look at his father. Mr. Holden continued. Your old dad likes to make things nice for you with the money he earns, but you are smart. You know that I haven't really done anything.
I'm sorry.
I still make you sad and upset. I just like right now. I'm sorry. Cove sniffed, the harsh line of his brow mellowing. Mr. Holden squeezed Cove's hands as he continued. Nico is smart too, right? Mr. Holden spoke in a soft, encouraging tone, and Cove continued to calm. You have nothing to worry about.
Except for me.
Mr. Holden chuckled. Cove pressed his lips together, mulling over his father's words. With a stream of tears at ease, drops still bothered his eyes and threatened to spill out. I love you, son, so much, more than anybody else. Sometimes that makes me a little too hasty to see you happy, and I make it all worse. I really am sorry. Scrunching his eyes tight, Cove nodded. When his eyes opened again, they were red and glossy, but there were no tears left on the precipice of his lower lashes. Aside from the occasional snip, he was mostly back to his usual self. He swallowed. Okay. So Cove had refused to echo Mr. Holden's exact words. The sentiment seemed to be enough for his dad. He moved his hands up under Cove's armpits and hoisted Cove high into the air with a grin. Cove's hands flew to his glasses, holding them back from falling off. Cove's lips were shut tight, all betrayed by the telltale smile in his eyes that he was trying hard to hide. Mr. Holden laughed, lowering Cove so that he was securely pinned against his chest. Cove looked away, face angled to the ground. Now that his dad could no longer see him, he was allowing himself a smile. Mr. Holden might have missed it, but he didn't. Cove wriggled, pushing a hand against his dad's shoulders. Can I go back down now? Yeah. Mr. Holden saw Cove gently on the ground, waiting until his feet found their footing before releasing him entirely. I have to do something. Wait here. As Cove wandered away, Mr. Holden's gaze stuck to him like glue. You sighed, eyes downcast. You felt weird that you'd only been able to stand there while the event unfolded. You weren't able to fix it. I couldn't make him feel better.
Don't worry about it, please. We don't need another tragedy today.
He winked, and you weren't impressed.
God damn it, I'm crying. I'm fucking crying right now. god! I'm fucking crying right now. Damn. Hey, I mean that. The first part anyway. There's only so much you can do to try fixing someone else's mistake. Yeah, I basically tried to fix your mistake! Gosh. He smiled sincerely at you. You've done plenty for Cole. Just the fact that you were honest with him when his own dad wasn't proves it. Thanks for being such a good kid. I hope you'll keep spending time with the boy. As to the sound of his name summoned him, Cole returned, clutching the bill his dad had cast aside earlier. You cocked your head and Cole's dad raised his eyebrows. Cole looked at the crumpled note, then walked over and held it out to you. I stopped crying, but I don't want this. You can have it. He gave you a small smile. Behind him, Mr. Holden was still watching Cole closely, clearly revealed. You shared the feeling. Cole was making peace with the deal that happened behind his back. Oh shit, wait, he was giving me money right now? Wait, I can't accept money. No. Oh, wait, what was he handling again? Oh my gosh. Oh wait, he's giving me a note. Right, yes. Oh wait, as to the sound of his nails turned clutching the bill his dad has cast aside earlier. Okay, I kind of want to see what happens if I accept it, but I don't know if it's a good. I don't want to give it. I don't want to take money. Let's first. Okay, let's first not take money. But if it offends him, then we will go other way. Shaking your head, you push the note back to Cole. I don't need it. But I don't want it. You were at the stalemate. Mr. Holden hummed thoughtfully. Tapping his head, he gazed up at the white sky as he pretended to give the conundrum serious consideration. I know. He plucked the bill from Cove and tore it right in two. You and Cove gasped in unison. Dad! We can't do anything with it now! True. It won't work at the store like this, but now you can split it. Crouching down, he held out the pieces to you and Cole. You both looked at the two halves, neither of you reached for them. It still has value as a keepsake, a memory, and that's one of the most valuable things you can use money on. That sounds pretty good, huh? Maybe I'm getting smarter. No, you're just being jackass here. Wordlessly, Cole stretched out a hand and took his cup. He took yours, running a finger along the checked edge of the bill. Mr. Holden stood up, stretching his arms out casually. Oh, I got an achievement! The deal! Well then, it's about time for dinner. Me and Rukra need to be going in. You probably should too. I bet your moms wanted to see you. Alright. Bye.
Thanks very much.
Have a good night, and thanks, Nico. Father and son waved at you as you turned and dashed back home, the note clenched tightly in your hand. You felt lighter. So wait. It's late time, I better go. It's okay, sister. I'm ending the stream anyway because it's my goodness, I'm in all emotions right now, to be fair. Okay, I will save here. And let's go back to the menu. Yes. My jeez, dear lord. I didn't expect to get emotional right at the start, to be fair, because I didn't expect the story to go like this. Well, I knew that the dad was weird, but I honestly couldn't just let it go like this, especially for Cole and for his feelings, because it would be not fair for I thought it would be not fair to be dishonest with him. So I don't know if I did a good choice or bad, but we will see how the ending will go. But I mean, I really didn't want to be dishonest with him, so it was my choice. So I hope that other moments will be better and hopefully not worse. But we got our first CG, even if it's in a sad way. Though I only hope the one other thing I hope is that he and his dad are now in a more friendly way. Though I guess this is how he and his mother broke up, because he probably tried to get everything with money, and this is what made his boy upset, and this is what he tried to forget. I don't know. Thank you for the stream. Thank you guys for staying and listening to my reading. Tomorrow will be another visual novel, I guess, so be ready for it. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.